is up, my Pokey friends? Sending some Pikachus into your heads. Today, I am doing a video on my favorite Pokemon of every type. Here is all of the different types. So, starting off, I'll be going over my favorite normal type. My favorite normal type Pokemon is Arceus. Arceus is the god of Pokemon, and he is the best Pokemon. Two of my other close favorite normal types, such as Silvally and Beware, are my other two favorite normal types. Next up is Fire type. My favorite Fire type is Charizard. I like Charizard one of two reasons. He is really strong, and Ash uses him on his team, and the other reason is because Charizard is just like a sick-looking, awesome Pokemon. Two of my other favorite fire types is my favorite evolution of all time, Flareon. And another one is one of my favorite starters right here, Infernape. Infernape is like a really good Pokemon. He likes fighting a lot. He's a dual type of fighting and fire. And yeah, so those are my top three fire types. Now let's get into the next type. Up next, it is time for water type. So, water type Pokemon. This was a really hard choice because there are so many good water types. But out of all of them, this is my favorite right here. Greninja. Greninja is just like one of my favorite Pokemon. He is a frog ninja. And I love how he can turn into Ash Greninja, which this is what Ash Greninja looks like. He bonds up with Ash and then turns into this really powerful Greninja. And Greninja is known for throwing its water shurikens, which are really strong. So, two of my other favorite water types are Milotic, which is like really powerful Pokemon. I know champions use it on their team like Wallace and Cynthia. And also my other favorite water type Pokemon is none other than the legendary dog Suicune. He is the leader of the three dogs, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. Suicune is the leader of them. Up next, it is time for my favorite type of them all, electric. You guys probably already know what my favorite electric type is, and that is the adorable little Pikachu. Pikachu is my favorite Pokemon of all time. My channel is based on Pikachu, and that's why I say, what is up, my Pokemon? Sending some Pikachus into your heads. So Pikachu is my absolute favorite. He is Ash's Pokemon. He is really strong in battle. A couple of my other favorite lightning types are Ampharos. I really like how he has the power to power up trains. He became my favorite Pokemon when I started playing him in the game. And then I played him in Pokemon Diamond, I think, or Shield, or I can't remember. One of the games that he was in like that. But he is one of Ingo's Pokemon, and he helps power the trains when it's out of gas. And my other favorite Pokemon that is a lightning type is Electivire. He is a really cool Pokemon, evolved form of Electabuzz. Every time I think of Electivire, I think of Volkner or Paul's Electivire. Don't know who they are, you can always check them out later. But now, let's get into the next type. So now, my favorite grass type Pokemon is Sceptile. Sceptile is a green, strong lizard, and he is a grass type. He can Mega Evolve, which that Mega is pretty sick. Has a good tail that looks like a tree. He can use Leaf Storm with it. So there's really not too much to say about Sceptile. But my other favorite grass types are Roserade. Roserade is like one of the best grass types out of them all. It can shoot flowers, petals out of its hands, which are flowers which are red and blue if you can't see them right there. And my last grass type is Leavanny. Leavanny, I don't know if I would consider that a grass type or a bug type, but I'm calling it a grass type. It looks like it has leaves on it. Leavanny, leaves, grass. So this is actually Ash's Leavanny. I love its face. Tall Pokemon. Just, how can nobody like this Pokemon. People think it's weird, but I think it's actually pretty sick. Next type, Ice. So guys, favorite Ice type, I only have one, which is Amora's fossil Pokemon. It is a fossil Pokemon of the Kalos region, and I don't have two more favorite Ice types. So let's just hop into the next type. So guys, my favorite fighting type is Lucario. Lucario is one of the strongest Pokemon, and it has the power of Aura to bond with trainers like it is bonding with Ash. Two of my other favorite fighting types are Hariyama. I love how it likes to surf with Brawly, and Blaziken. Blaziken wasn't in my fire types, but it made it into the fighting type tier list. So, guys, let's head on to the next type. So, guys, next is Poison type, and my favorite one is Nidoking. I got two other favorites too, such as Toxicroak and Crobat. Ground type, here we come. So, I have two favorite ground type. My favorite ground type being Garchomp, which is so OP, and the other one being Groudon. Like, how can you not love Groudon? It just looks sick. So, for a flying type, I have some favorites here. Ho-Oh is my favorite, and my two other favorites are Dragonite and Gyarados. So guys, my favorite psychic type is none other than Mewtwo. Mewtwo has been my favorite psychic type and one of my favorite Pokemon for so long now. I mean, like, Mewtwo is the 150th Pokemon, the hardest Pokemon to catch in the first generation. I also like Gardevoir and Lugia because those two are also really two strong Pokemon. Next type. So, with that said, my favorite bug type is Vikavolt. No surprise there. Beedrill and Scizor. Those are my three favorite bug type. Now let's get on to rock. So, my favorite rock type is Kabutops, a fossil Pokemon from the Kanto region. And here are two of my other favorites, Lycanroc and Tyranitar. But Kabutops is like really cool water and rock, which that doesn't go perfectly together, but it does with this Pokemon here. Let's move on to none other than the ghost type. So my favorite ghost type is Gengar, which is number 1. Number 2 is Aegislash, and number 3 is Giratina. Now, we are going to move on to the dragon types. So my favorite dragon type out of them all is Rayquaza. Rayquaza is a sick legendary Pokemon. Another one of my favorites is Haxorus. And my third favorite is Salamence. So now we will go into our dark type Pokemon, which we got Absol as my favorite, Darkrai, and Hydreigon. So now we are going to go into the steel type. I like Duraludon, Empoleon, and then Alolan Sandslash. Then we will go into the final type, the fairy type, which is not on here. My favorite fairy type is Alolan Ninetales, Azumarill, and Tapu Koko. Well, guys, thanks for staying tuned for this video here. And thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe. Peace out.